been on live in a hot minute because I have been building stuff. Like, I have seriously been building all kinds of stuff. And I want to share with you guys what's going on. I'm getting ready to go on a vacation for the first time in forever. Um, and I have had to get a lot done. And thank God for AI. Do you guys use AI? I'm very curious. Really want to know, like, how many of you have embraced AI and do you understand it? Because I literally am going to be sharing a lot about my AI journey because I'm actually going to be um, helping some people. I've got people in doing business that have asked me if I would help them build some stuff. But AI is amazing. And because I'm leaving on vacation and I have spent the last 2 months building out an entire product suite, a new one to help people find their income paths, find their skills. Um, yeah, we leave on Monday morning at 6 a.m. So we have to be at the airport at 4 a.m. And I literally just started making my packing list today. So I'm feeling a little behind the eight ball. But I got a ton done today. Again, thanks to AI. And I'm soft launching or pre launching the um, income generator blueprint, which we'll talk about later tonight if you guys want. Um, I'm so excited. Andy, hello. Who else is here? Who's watching? I'm on TikTok and Facebook and YouTube all at one time. And again, I have not been live and I'm like, man, I got to go live before I go on vacation or I'm going to lose my live privileges. And I haven't heard anything from the agency I'm in. And usually he's like, hey, you need to go live. And I tried to tell him like a month ago, I got projects going on. Are you guys like this? Or is it just me? Like when you've got something going on, you're building something. I'm a builder. One of the things that I've discovered from the product suite that I'm putting together, which I've always said, if I could clone me, I would I'd be so happy. I'm really good at helping people, but it's always hard to be able to see yourself. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Am I talking to myself? Will you please, someone in here, say hello so that I know that I'm not alone? And so that I know that I can see the comments. TikTok, help a sister out. I can see you guys, but I don't know if I'm actually seeing comments. Hold on. I am seeing comments. Pat just said, hey. Hey, Pat. How are you? Hi, Andy. Yay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Because I have to use the TikTok app separately, um, I can never tell if TikTok's actually working because it's separated from my streaming stuff. Even though I'm streaming through my streaming thing, the chat doesn't come through. So I have to open up a whole separate window and put it off to the side. So just making sure y'all can hear my volume's okay because I was playing with my mixing board today. I was doing a lot of stuff. Anyhow, am I the only one? I want to know how you guys are when you have a project. First of all, who in here likes to create things? Like anything. You're crafty, you're creative, you build systems, you build products, you build projects, you do DIY stuff. How many of you in here are like that? Like something needs to get done, so you just figure out how to do it. But once it starts, you're all in. Am I the only one? Pat, me. Okay, so you'll understand what I'm talking about. Like y'all know. I'm sure this is not news to you. Y'all know the job market sucks, right? Job market is some bullshit. And the job numbers that just came out, I don't think they're full count. Honestly, don't think that it's a full count because when they count the unemployed, it's always the people who are getting unemployment. Once you run out of unemployment, you're not on that count anymore. Does that make sense? They can only count whatever they can count because all these people are on unemployment. So these are the unemployment numbers. So the numbers we get A, are wrong because of that. B, are also wrong, we know, because even the stuff they said about the amount of new jobs or available jobs is wrong. They're hyping up that number and they're downplaying the unemployed number, right? What happened to day 1? What do you mean day 1? What are we talking about? Day Oh, from the orange one? I gotta be careful. I don't know if you guys I there's some stuff going on, and I gotta be very careful about where I go. Yeah, I know. Fix everything. End the wars. No new war. There's so many things. It's like I gotta be careful. So I'm trying not to talk about that stuff right now, um, 'cause I got too many things going on this account. Just saying. Anyhow, so we know about the job numbers. The job market sucks, and a lot of people are actually and have been saying that, um, I've been God, so many videos come across my feed. I never build anything, create anything, step out and do anything to help unless I know people need it. And when I see and tell me in the comments, have you guys seen this? A bunch of videos from people that are like, I got laid off. I've been applying to hundreds of jobs. And it's like, you're applying into the void. Nobody's getting back to you. Now, this last week, there's been a bunch of information that has come out about the AI resume snafu. That's not new. That's been going on for probably the last 4 years. I don't think people were really paying that much attention to how bad the AI ATS system is with reading resumes because we didn't have so many people unemployed at the same time, all fighting for a handful of jobs, right? For every job, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of people applying. And a lot of times the resumes and the applications go into this black hole. And meanwhile, you're refreshing your flipping inbox, waiting for a reply, hoping and praying and wishing and waiting to get a job. So none of that is new, but it's worse now because the job market and the job numbers suck, right? And we know when they tell us, oh, job numbers are up, that's not true. Like, you guys know that's not true, right? Put in the comments if you know that's not true. Say not true if you know what I'm talking about, please. If you think that all the numbers are actually real, say I think it's real. Like, I want to know what you guys think. Like, I don't jump on here for me. I'm jumping on here for you. Hi, Intuitive Rebel. How are you? Right? I'm here for you guys. Yeah, no, I didn't think so either. I don't think so either. So, what I've been doing the last couple of months, hardcore, like trying to, I like to solve things. I cannot handle because I am sensitive. I'm an empath. I'm also a clairvoyant. But I've been helping people, coaching people through really hard stuff in life and in business for 26 damn years. And I've been an entrepreneur, very successful one, for over 30 years. So you combine all of that, and Bernadette sees stuff on social media that breaks my heart. And when I start seeing video after video after video about people's stories of how they, thank you, Intuitive Rebel. Yeah, it is not true. When I see video after video, and I would love to see how you guys handle this, especially you sensitive ones, of people talking about how they got laid off, how they lost their jobs. The Easter Bunny told me the numbers are real. Yeah, well, Cadbury Bunny. When I see videos when people are like, they lost their job. I saw one kid, like, I cried that night because he was like, I give up. I'm in LA. I'm living in my car. I don't know what to do. I don't know anyone here. Nobody's hiring. I'll take anything. And like literally, my advice to him was wherever you came from, go home to your family. Go home to your family. Like there is no shame, no shame if you have parents that have a home to go home. Like that's one thing. I don't know if you guys know this about me. I have 4 generations currently living in my home and has been for 4 years. My daughter just came in tonight and she was telling me, "I think we're gonna go ahead and just get an apartment." They moved here from Seattle in '22 and we're gonna buy a house, and then the interest rates spiked, and then all this stuff went on, and then they were gonna move back to Washington to Seattle, but then my granddaughter really got accepted into a really good ballet academy here, and now she's going to New York on Monday. That's why I'm going on vacation, is to deliver them to New York. Also get to see my youngest daughter and my foster daughter. Side note, ADHD brain. So she came in and she said, "I think we're gonna go ahead and get an apartment when I'm back. Are you guys okay with that?" I'm like, "Yeah, like I was okay before. You're not here because you're helping me." Anywho, she's always told me, like, as an adult, because she's 34, she's like, "It just feels like we failed." And I'm like, "Why do you think you failed? You guys took a 50% pay cut to move to Texas. You helped me for 2 years go through my cancer battle. And in the process, you built a business on your own, designing and making custom costumes. Like now you guys are good on your feet enough to leave, right? Like if you want to leave, by all means, feel free. I can afford my bills just fine. Like, don't feel bad. And grandpa's not in a place where I can't take care of everything in him. Like he takes care of shit. My dad was just outside cutting down the neighbor's trees that are hanging over into our yard because the squirrels are getting on my office roof and it's annoying me. I'm lucky to have them. I am very lucky, but they're lucky to have me too. And this is what I want to get a point across to you guys. When my dad had cancer, his cancer battle in 2001, once his battle was over at the end of 2001, he came, or sorry, 2003. Once my house was built, I built a custom home in Colorado on a couple acres. Once the house was done, my dad got done with his cancer battle. And in 2004, he came to live with me because I was like, "Dad," because he went through a divorce a few years before he got the cancer, like right before he got diagnosed. And I knew my cancer father, like he's got cancer. Um, he's a Scorpio with Cancer rising. He's very watery. He likes to be needed, and he has PTSD. He's a Vietnam vet. So back in those days in 2004, I had a 2-year-old and a 12-year-old and was planning on leaving my then husband. So I said, "You know what? Come stay with me. If you want to move to Colorado, come. Sell your condo, come." Because he's like that. He needs to be needed. And he was offered early retirement in Alaska Airlines. And as the psychic, because he called me and said, "What should I do?" And I said, "Take it. Take it and take it now." A, the cancer was already your warning shot. B, they're going to let go of a bunch of people. My dad took the early retirement package from Alaska. It's the beauty of having a daughter who's a psychic and also really good at reading business signals. Combine them and it's superpower. Anywho, I'm all over the place tonight. I'm tired. So stick with me. I'll get to the point. So my dad took the retirement, and do you know 3 of his friends that he worked with did not take early retirement, and within 6 months, they lost their retirement and they were just let go. Should have taken the damn retirement. I told him, "This is not an offer for early retirement. This is your warning shot. They're telling you right now they're gonna cut back." So he was so grateful that he did take it, but like he said, if I had stayed in Seattle and paid my mortgage on my condo on that retirement plus his Social Security, he's like, "I would have no money. I don't know what I would have done." And my dad did not pay any bills for multiple years. We were living in Colorado, for 18 years. I lived there. He lived there for 14 of those 18 years. My dad's been with me since 2004, and I made a commitment to my dad, because he's single and he's 84, 85, 85. God, I can't even keep it straight. Anywho, I made a commitment to him that I would always be there and take care of him because he was a single dad, which is very rare in the 60s. He took on raising kids. All that being said, my dad is here, my oldest daughter, her husband, my granddaughter are living with us. We have a very big house, so everyone kind of has their own space, and then I have my office in the backyard. Um, so when I see people hurting over the job market and they're like, I don't know what to do, how am I gonna buddy up? If you don't have a job, like, I wish I could tell all of you the job market's gonna get better. I don't see it getting better. I see it being hard. Since 2017, there has been a prediction forecasted that more than 50% of American workers will be self-employed by 2027. We are 6 months away from 2027. You guys know that, right? You guys believe that prediction, that forecast? Thank goodness he listened to you. I bet his coworkers got signs about the last chose other. They did get signs. You know, he didn't tell any of them. I asked my daughter. My dad always keeps me a secret from his little friends because a lot of them are religious, but that's cool. He says it all the time. Like, I'm so glad I listened to you because I would have been broke had I not listened. So I think I'm giving you all of this backstory to help you understand where I've been and what I've been doing the last couple of months because I've not been consistent on social media. I have, especially in the last month, I've been buckled down and working my tail off, knowing that this trip to New York was coming and that I'd be taking a week off. I have not had a real vacation. I don't know in how long. It's been a long time. I had a break from work when I was going through chemotherapy and then radiation in 24 and 25, but I wouldn't consider that a flippin' vacation. That was me fighting for my life. So this will be my first real vacation. The other trips I've taken in the last 6 years was to come to San Antonio and buy a house from Seattle, and then driving from Seattle to San Antonio to move. I've I went where did I go? I flew somewhere. I know I got on the plane, so I don't even remember. I've been on business trips, but I haven't done a whole lot. Make sure to have fun and take care of yourself. Yeah, for real. No, I am because my I get to see my youngest, who I have not seen in a year. She moved to Virginia last year, so we're going before hitting New York City on the 20th ish. I get to see my foster daughter, who I've not seen in 8 years since my daughter got married. My oldest got married, and I have not seen my youngest in a year. And they're both going through some real hard times. My foster daughter um, just became self employed. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Oh, that's right. I went to California in October of 20, was it 23? 2023? That's right. That was sort of a vacation, but I was very sick. Like I had cancer already by then and I was very sick. I went, I did their wedding, like I married them because I'm an ordained minister. And then, yeah, crazy. I forgot all about that. Thanks, Andy. See, my brain just left a lot of memories behind right before I got diagnosed. I went to Colorado, but that was for the cancer stuff too, before I was diagnosed. So anyhow, I um I'm leaving on Monday. So I've been trying to get all of this big project done. So what's the big project? Like I said, I have seen nothing but video upon video upon video. Are you guys seeing them of people who are losing their jobs? They don't know what they're going to do. Everybody's hustling butt trying to DoorDash or find ways just to string a little bit of money together. Some people had a little runway. Some people, hey, Nikia, some people are living on their 401ks that they cashed out and their savings, and that's running out. Understandably so, right? On top of that, all the prices went up and everybody's kind of freaking out. So, being the sensitive one that I am and seeing all of it, and it really upsets me. Like I every time I watch one of those videos, I pray. I'm like, send them good juju, get them to find an answer. Well, I was having dreams repeatedly, and spirit kept saying, "You have an answer." And I was like, "What? I can't hire anyone right now. Like, I'm rebuilding my business post cancer. I can't hire anyone right. I would love to hire everyone. I can't afford to because my business was scaled way, way back. to get through the cancer treatment, and I didn't even start rebuilding and come back to work for more than a couple hours a day until maybe February or March, right? I do believe self-employment entrepreneurship is gonna be the way. For real. Aside from aside from corporations have kind of broken the social contract back in the 70s and 80s, and maybe even no, 70s and 80s. I'm being generous here. The social contract was work for a company and retire from there, and you'll have a good benefits package. That was the social contract. They broke that with their greed, plain and simple, right? Everybody knows that. Look at what happened to my dad in the early 2000s. They're like, "We're offering you early retirement." And the ones who took it were okay. The ones who didn't take it were fired within 6 months. So there's that. That's the world we live in. You know, my dad did have me, so he listened. In any case, when Spirit gave me those dreams about you have a solution, I'm like, what solution do I have? You know, and they're like, you help people through all kinds of trauma, all kinds of crisis. You help people with career changes and career shifts and industry changes and building their businesses. And I'm like, yeah, I do a lot in private, but like, what, what, what do you want me to do? Right? Because I do high performance coaching and I do transformational coaching. So a lot of my private clients are business owners, and I've helped people for years and years and years, 26 years. And Spirit said, put your framework, your process, because here's what happened. Right after those dreams, I had two people that I'm very close to that are past clients come to me and say, I have to leave my job before I get laid off, and I don't know how to make money on my own. Like, what do I do? And one of them has some very high level skills, but because of her position, she's like, I think I'm going to have to be a secretary or something. I'm like, secretaries aren't going to be around. Like, you do understand that. A. And B, when I look at your damn resume, I would kill for your skills and your level of experience. Like, what's up with that? The survival and panic, all of that combined made her not be able to see potential. And she said, well, I've thought about maybe going into consulting. I just don't know what I would offer. So I ran her through a process that I run all of my people through that go through this. And again, I've been doing this for 26 years. So I have my own framework, I have my own process. It's a fairly deep excavation work to get people to be able to see what are your actual skills, what's your experience, what are your needs, what do you want your life to be like, what do you not want to have to do, and what do you enjoy. If you can find all of those nuances out, and what are your non-negotiables, what are your priorities, what are your values, if you can extract that from somebody, and it's not an easy task for people who don't know how to do it. But again, I've been doing this stuff for a long time. If you can extract it and then recognize the patterns from their responses, yeah, full picture to be able to hand them an income map. This is what you can offer. This is where you're going to offer it. This is the audience that need it, right? Like, that's the process I take people through. Unfortunately, not everybody can afford me. I'm not cheap because I've been doing this a long time and I'm very good at what I do. So when Spirit said you can help them, I'm like, people can't afford me to do that process with them. Like, that is insane. I've been paid anywhere from $7,000 to $10,000 privately to take people through that process. It's a deep, long process because then I have to sit with everything they tell me over a period of weeks, sessions, several sessions, and then bring it together, synthesize all of it, and then we make a plan and we move it forward. Again, tens of thousands of dollars sometimes, depending on how much I have to extract from them and how willing they are and able to give me what I need. So Spirit kept saying, no, you can give that to people. I'm like, how do I provide that to people? And they're like, you know, a little code. I'm like, yeah. They said, okay, turn your process, use AI, and turn your process into something that you can host on your website, run people through the questions that are going to extract that, and then let AI help synthesize it based on the way that you do it. You're going to have to give that to AI in a system, in a framework with your methodology to put it all together. And I'm like, is that even possible? I use AI for content and stuff like that and research. I've used AI for the last couple of years. And I said, is that possible? Spirit said, would I tell you? Spirit has a good sense of humor. Would I tell you it's possible if it wasn't possible? I'm like, all right. They said, you can figure it out. You know how to do all of this. I'm like, okay. Right. So I figured it out. And man, was it work. I put together a system called the Income Generator Blueprint. And what the Income Generator Blueprint is my framework. It's my methodology. It is that process, that very long, chunky process, scaled down to 55 questions, posted on my website. And what you get from it is 6-section output of 3 solid income paths, who needs it, how to package it, like the model way to package it, whether it's a product, a service, a digital product, a course, how to package it, and who it's for. 3 audience profiles, buyer profiles. So now based on your answers. This is not like generic career, a career assessment. This is like it takes everything that you tell it. And the way that I ask questions when people take that blueprint, the very first question kind of throws people. They're like, it's a weird question. Oh, I know. I ask questions in different ways. And then the way that I synthesize and bring it all together, there's a reason. A lot of people have walls up. A lot of people, you can't just ask them simple things like, well, what did you do for work? That's included. Like you can upload your resume or copy and paste your resume into the blueprint system to include it. And I think you should, right? I think you should because it just layers more information. The more information the system has to aggregate all of it and then synthesize it across my thought patterns and my methodology, the deeper your report's going to be. And the thing is accurate. Like it's been iterated now, I think 5 times. I rebuilt the whole thing this week. So that's where I've been. I've been perfecting that. I also built a course to follow up with from that called the Income Architecture Foundations course, which gives you everything you need to know for a first-time business owner, or even if you've been a business owner for a while, but you didn't build a strong foundation under you, how to do your marketing, how to create an offer, all of your branding, all of your positioning, all of the legal stuff, all of the financial stuff, pricing. I built a pricing calculator, how to do all of that in one place. Normally, you would have to buy all of those. There's 9 different modules. I think there's 47 lessons in foundations. And I could sell that course easily for $5,000. I've paid tens of thousands of dollars throughout the years for courses that don't even hold a freaking candle to it. All of it for $597. So I'm trying to help people based on what Spirit's driving me forward to do, because I know how to do all of this. And I'm putting it out there in a way where I don't have to show up. Foundations, I recorded all of it one time, and that took several weeks after I built the whole thing out and got everything together that I wanted. And then, of course, I had to change all of that 3 times too, because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist and I like to over deliver, not under deliver. So that's where I've been. And I'm now finishing out a sort of third extension of that because now I'm seeing videos about people who are well employed or own businesses but are fully burnt out or they hate it and they don't know if they need to burn the ship down or it's something within them. So the next blueprint is that I'm going to finish when I get home, like it's all mapped out, is for people that are not sure why they're so miserable. And is it the job? Is it the business? Do I need to sell it? Do I need to quit my well-paying job, right? That's that one. So, yeah, that's where I've been. I really want to share it with you guys. Like, even if you're not interested in it, I want you to go look at the blueprint for this reason. We all know people. I mean, I know 5 people I can name off the top of my head right now in my personal life that are looking for work. We all know people who are looking for work, and if they just sit around applying all day like a full-time job and they're not bringing income in, they're not gonna make it for long. Aside from all of our social programs for emergencies like this have been cut. So, normally, like, I priced it really affordably at $147. That report, that blueprint, when you get it, it's anywhere from 17 to 25 pages depending on your input, right? The more input you give, the deeper the report goes. There's 2 sample reports I built and tested on personas. I've also had beta testers run through the blueprint. So you'll see testimonials on that page that are actual people. Andy did the blueprint. Like, it's accurate and it's built around you. It's built around your skills, your knowledge, and it is going to pick things up that you don't even pick up about yourself. Truly. Right now, for the first 100 people, while I'm on vacation, I'm doing a pre-launch. Like, I've not launched this stuff. I'm not going to do a launch on all of it until July because I need to get home and finish that other exit blueprint. It's not what it's called, but the exit, people who want to exit their jobs blueprint. I need to finish that when I get back. So all of it together, I'm going to start my main launch in July. But until then, since I am going to be gone, it's like I'm just going to put this on sale for $97. So, how do you find it? If you're on TikTok, you just go to my bio and there's a little button that says income generator blueprint. Push the button, it'll take you to the page. If you're on YouTube or you're on Facebook, just go to my website, bernadettegold.com, click on build income, and then you'll see all of the things in that suite. There's a free income archetype quiz. You can take that absolutely free, very accurate. There is a 3-day challenge that you can check into if you just want to find one skill that you potentially could offer up, how to research and validate whether or not it's a real needed thing. That's part of the 3-day challenge. And right under that one is the uh, income generator blueprint. They're all income something. So there's a code if you type in the word blueprint at checkout, and I actually even, because I don't want anyone to be upset where they see the video and they're like, I tried to use the code. It's only good for 100 people. So once 100 people kicks off, as long as you get your code in before 100 people have used it, you'll get $50 off and it'll be $97. As soon as it hits 100 people, the code just doesn't work anymore. But I even put the code right on the checkout page because I don't want anyone to feel like, she talked about this coupon code. How come I don't remember what it is? Well, it's right there on the checkout too. It's on the top of the page and it's right there on the checkout as well. I want to help people. I hope you guys understand how much I want to help people. I know it's scary when you don't have a job and you don't have income and you don't know what you know or how to turn what you know, what you like, what you're good at into income. I had it happen to me. When I left corporate, it wasn't by choice. The company I worked for was shut down by the FBI, the SEC, and the US Postal Service one morning at 9 a.m. because apparently my boss was running a Ponzi scheme, unbeknownst to all of us that worked there. So we lost our jobs all in one shot. And I was a single mom. This was 30 years ago. I was a single mom. I'm like, how am I going to pay my bills? And we didn't get a paycheck because she went to jail. Like, they froze all of the company accounts. Everything was done. So wherever we were at, that was just too bad. Whatever you had in your bank account is what you had in your bank account. That's how that went. I had to figure out what the hell to do. So when I tell you guys, I understand the stress involved, I'm not blowing smoke up your little skirts. I've been there. I know what it's like. And I lived in San Diego, not a cheap place to live. I was living on my boat at the time too. So I had to set up a computer on my boat and a telephone line because back then we had the dial up internet and get to work and start to help businesses put their presence online back at the beginning of the interwebs. People didn't know, like businesses did not know how to actually put themselves online or why they needed to. And this is what I'm going to say to you. So I hope you guys are listening. What I see right now with AI, a lot of people are not using AI to their benefit. Back in the 90s, when I was helping businesses go online, because that's what I did, I was a business development director and I had a marketing, sort of little marketing agency on the side. I used to build print marketing and then it started to move into what we call digital marketing. You guys know what digital marketing is now. Back in the 90s, people were like, what is digital marketing? Like they did not understand it. And a lot of companies back then just said, no, we don't need anything like that. No, no, we're good. If you did not learn the internet and keep pace with computers in the 90s, especially within a business scope, like you got left behind. Tell me in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. My dad even said, literally, my dad was like, yeah, I did not. Like computers overwhelmed me and I didn't know how to use them and it kind of scared me and blah blah blah. So he never really learned. We've taught him. He has a computer now. He has a cell phone. Everybody has a computer now in their damn pockets, but he has a computer in his room as well and I have had to help him multiple times with email and web purchases and everything else. But I'm telling you, back in the 90s, which was only 30 years ago, y'all, it wasn't that long ago, 30 years, or I'm old. Maybe it's both. People didn't think that they needed to understand that internet. Put yes in the comments if you guys know what I'm talking about. Or am I just talking to myself? If you know what I'm talking about, translate that into that is what is happening with AI right now. Thank you, Mr. Pat. I appreciate you. If you don't learn AI, you're going to be left in the dust. How many of you have conflicts like I did? I actually have to record a podcast, a whole episode. I have a whole episode ready to record about my own internal conflicts and then finally just embracing it, especially when spirit's waking me up with dreams saying, use AI to help you deliver the solution that people need right now. It tells me then, okay, if says do it, then why am I having internal conflicts? But we all have some conflict. I have had battle. Do you have conflicts and have the same battle with hating the data centers and even most of the billionaire people that own the AI companies, the Musks, Sam Altman, Oracle, Palantir, all that, like Anthropic, however, Claude. I used to use ChatGPT, OpenAI, Sam Altman. When I found out that Anthropic said no to the government about using their AI to make the decision of who to pew pew out, immediately shut down my ChatGPT account and started using Claude. And thank God I did because Claude's a beast. It's so good. So good. You have to know what you're inputting, but it is good once you learn how to use it. In any case, I had a little bit of a conflict and it creeps up. You know, I'm really good at understanding technology, using it. Like I said, I know how to do basic coding. I know how to write CSS and HTML and JavaScript code as well. I've been doing that for 30 years for my own business and for other people. I wish they would pump the brakes, but the genie's out of the bottle. There's no way they can pump the brakes because other countries are not gonna pump the brakes. And in the podcast that I'm about ready to record, I'm gonna share some of the things that are going on in other countries that the US actually should adopt, and we aren't. So, I'll get into that in the podcast. I'll share this here, though. I've had a lot of, like, I freaking hate all these data centers. Like, I've done actual research to see why they can't cool these centers, generate their own power, and make it so that it's ecologically and environmentally friendly. And guess what? They can. They can, not 100%, far more than they are here in the US. They're not being required to pay for their own electricity. They're not being required to handle their own cooling. And that is thanks to the person and the entire group running the show right now, if you know what I mean. And I think that you do. So, in that podcast that I'll be recording, and I may not get it done till I get home because I'm quickly running out of time. I don't even know. You don't even know. Like, it is 9 o'clock here. I've been working since 7 a.m. and I need to go figure out what the heck I'm supposed to take on my week-long trip. Anyhow, with those conflicts, I had to talk to Spirit about it. So I'm like, I do want to help people and I can build these things, and AI makes it so much easier to pull off, faster to build, easier to get it all coded on the back end, which was the biggest problem I was having with building the income blueprint, the income generator blueprint is okay. It was hard enough to pull all of my framework and methodology and process that I normally do live with somebody, like on a Zoom or face to face. How do I take that I've just been doing in person and bring it into a system that doesn't have me involved and still have it output that quality of grade that I expect to give people? That took a while. But once I got it working and tweaked it a few times or a dozen, um, it's amazing. The only way that I was able to pull it off in a seamless way, the way that I did, is because AI helped me code all of it. But when I hear people say, like, "Just give AI an idea and it'll make it for you," I'm like, "In whose world are you living?" Because AI doesn't work like that. Like, AI can't build just because you said you wanna build something. Like, you literally have to tell it specific scope. Thank you, Mr. Andy. A specific scope of what you want and the deliverables more than just a simple goal. Unless you're building just a website. If you're building a website, maybe, and if you're giving it, like, image, maybe, but, a lot of the things I think people are talking about that they're building with AI, it's it is not as easy as they make it sound when you see those videos. Like, it takes work, like, work. In any case, within that blueprint, you will be delivered 3 income paths, not 1, 3. 3 different ways to take what you know and what you told, like, shared in the process. All of it is put together so that you're delivered 3 unique to you income paths and how to package it, and then who's gonna buy it. All in one report. Truly deep information, and then it gives you your first moves, your first 3 moves, like how to put it into action right away for $147. So for the people that are sitting there going, "I don't know what to sell. I know I need to do something," and DoorDash ain't cutting it for you. I don't know how it does with as little as they give you. And you wanna figure out how to build something on your own. And this is for anybody, like anybody. I don't care if you go to my website, to the income generator blueprint on my website, just again, click build income and you click on it, go down and find the income generator blueprint. If you, on that page, go to the very bottom, there's 2 sample reports. One is based on a career corporate person, professional, and the other one is built on a 23-year-old entry level worker that's a gamer. And you'll see exactly the output that it gives you. So for people that are like, I don't have any experience, I don't have anything to offer, I've heard that from so many people. And I have two people who are gig workers like that, doing DoorDash and delivery and Spark deliveries and stuff like that, that took the blueprint. They were my beta testers. Both of them were given very specific ways to make money. And both of them said in their testimonials are on the page, Jason and Michelle, both their testimonials say, gave me something I can actually sell right away and make money right away. And those are people that have not worked in corporate. So for anyone that's like, oh, it's not going to work for me, for anyone that's like, I'm too old, there's nothing bullshit. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is currency. At some point in the coming months, when I'm done with building out this entire suite to help people start the process of making money on their own, I am building out a whole other suite of helping people package their knowledge, take that knowledge and information and combine it in such a way they can deliver it in an automated way, the way that I'm doing the blueprint. Because it's nice that I can go on vacation and still make money. I don't have to be home. It's doing the work for me. I already built it. You build it once and you drive customers there, people that need what you have, and you don't have to be involved, right? I've done it the other way where I have courses and coaching programs where I have to show up at least once a week to deliver live. And I love coaching. So to me, that's not work. But it's not like I can just take off, because I still got to be somewhere where I've got an internet signal to be able to deliver my coaching through Zoom. With stuff like the income generator blueprint, that is all of my knowledge, all of my processes packaged up and delivered. And I don't have to be present for it. And it delivers at the level, the high quality grade level that I would give. It's good. Like, I don't put out crap. I've had like $27 refund one since selling digital products and courses like this since 2014. That should tell you everything you need to know. A lot of people have high return rates. I don't get people asking for refunds, probably because I over deliver and I'm very careful about what I offer. So that is available, but that is where I've been. It's been crazy. I don't know about you guys. Well, like when I start a project, I literally I go until I can't sit up anymore. I push and I push and I push. Are you guys like that? Am I the only one that's like that? Tell me in the comments. Cuz I mean, I know a lot of people that look at me like I'm insane or something. But like if you're a creative, if you're someone who builds things, and see that's the other thing. Here's the weird part. I am building out and testing the other process that I take people through that I'm turning into a secondary blueprint, the exit blueprint, right? For people who have businesses and they're successful, but they're miserable and they hate it and they just want to burn it all down to find out, is it the work or is it you that needs to change? And this is a very deep excavation too. So in building that and running through it honestly with my own answers, this is something weird. Maybe not so weird. In running through that system and telling it my honest answers, how I would answer, because I'm checking it for quality. Do you know what it told me, which I never realized until the last couple weeks playing with all of this and building it? It said, you know, Bernadette, over the last 59 years of your life, the thing that lights you up the most is building stuff, creating things. And I'm like, huh, that's actually true. Because it doesn't matter whether I'm building a solar system to solve a problem. I like building solutions, right? Whether I'm I'm helping people by putting together astrology software, which I built, what, last year or the year before? Time is so compressed, I can't keep up. I like to build solutions. That's what I like to do. I've always been that way, like, my whole life. We lived in Colorado, and I'm like, "I gotta find a way to grow food in my backyard." And I did a ton of research, and then we put up a growing dome that was self-sustaining. The windows open when it hit a certain temperature, fans kick on from solar. When it got too cold, it would blow heat through the beds to keep the soil warm so we could grow year round. Like, I like building solutions. That is what I enjoy doing. And once the build's over, I'm good. I'm happy. What's the next thing? Is anyone else out there like that? You guys like that? That is what came out of my other exit blueprint, was that. And I'm like, "Why did I never realize that?" Like, I've always known, obviously, I'm an intuitive. I've always known I've got very high pattern recognition, and I can connect dots super fast from many different places and put it together in a really concise picture, and I'm like, "Is that because 'cause I'm a Sagittarius? Is it because I'm a little ADHD and maybe some autism? What is it?" It's just the way I'm wired. So, like, when you guys hear me talk about whether it's the income blueprint or the, exit blueprint, and really understanding how you're individually wired, it's like bringing psychology, your whole life experience, your values, your priority, all the things that make up you, your real life, and then telling you, "This is what you could offer because this is how you're wired, and this is what you should not do, and this is what you absolutely should do." That's the exit blueprint is very much based there. Like, what are you not willing to ever do again? That's part of the regular blueprint, the income generator blueprint, but it's heavily weighted on the exit people because I know what it's like to have a very high paying job and have golden handcuffs and not wanna leave because you feel like it's a stupid move to walk away from a really high paying job, even though that high paying job is killing your health and your mental health and your relationships, and you can barely get out of bed on the weekends because 'cause you're so drained from a week long of bullshit having to deal with it. I know what that's like, and a lot of times, it isn't so much even the business or the job, but maybe how it's structured or maybe the environment that it's being housed in. Like, it looks at all of that because we have to take all of that into consideration. You know what I mean? I mean, that's the other thing, like, I take into consideration when I work with people too, like, what's your office like? What's your desk like? You have to sit there for no less than 8 to 10 hours a day. What's the space you need? So I'm gonna ask you guys who are watching live because 'cause I'm curious. When you're at work, what is your most ideal workspace like? For me, I have to have windows. That's like I have to be able to see outside. I cannot be in a box or in a cubicle. It makes me crazy. When I worked in corporate, if someone expected me to work in a cubicle, I was like, I can't, because I knew it would kill me. Like, I have to be able to see outside. Even if I'm not like, my office, I have a glass door. We built my office back here in my backyard with a glass door so I can see outside. And it's the same way when I was working in the house. My desk was right next to the window so I could see outside. I have to have that connection, A, to nature, and B, the spaciousness. I know that about me. What do you need from your workspace? Tell me in the comments. Let me know. I'm curious. I'm always curious what people's like, if they're even aware of what would make their workspace that much better, right? Do you guys just have no requirements about your workspace? I'm very picky about my workspace. Like, I have to have quiet, but I also have to have, like, it's gotta feel roomy. Like, I don't like cramped spaces. I don't wanna be I'm a little claustrophobic about things, especially if I have to spend more than a couple hours somewhere. Like, don't ask me to sit in a closet all day and be productive. I can't do it. Can't do it. What about you guys? Tell me. Share. I'd love to know. What's the other things? Retired, but projects aplenty. That's the way to stay young, Pat. Honestly, my dad still every week he's got a new project, and he keeps at it. I love building things. I love creating things. And I love solving problems, whether it's personal problems or business problems or things that are absolutely necessary, like making money. I love helping people solve their problems. And there are ways. It's not as hard, and like the blueprint doesn't give you general stuff. It's a lot of non-obvious paths for the skills that you have, and it's not all the same or like I see all these people on TikTok and Facebook and YouTube, and they're like, "Oh, make checklists and ebooks." That's not the kind of recommendations you're going to get unless of course you're hyper into and that's the stuff you input, that you love calendars and you love journal. Like you're not going to get those kinds of recommendations. They are real recommendations based on your real knowledge based skills and level of expertise. And people that say I have no expertise, everybody knows something. Everybody knows something. And I can tell you, when I figured out how good I was with horses in my 20s and took a chance on myself and my love for horses and my resonance with them as a trainer and someone who show jumped and retrained racehorses so that they could get a second life after they retired from the track. Everyone told me you can't get paid doing that. That's funny. I built a 6-figure business doing just that. So, like I said, everybody. The guy who does my dog nails, like he does mobile dog nail trimming, right? He makes 5 figures a month. Dude busts some hump every week. He pumps out a lot, goes to a ton of people's houses. Self employed, trimming dog nails, making 5 figures a month. His calendar's full and he's on a waiting list. What does he know how to do? Trim dog nails, especially dogs who are a pain in the butt, like my Penny. He's very, very good at rescue dogs. Like he's heavily involved in the rescue world. So, like, I hear people, I don't know how to do it. Everybody knows how to do something, even gamers. Gamers have high ability to do technology. You can turn those skills into something. Seriously. And it doesn't have to be call centers and telemarketing and stupid shit like that. And you don't have to just DoorDash it. I literally, if I was a DoorDasher, not as into all of that, which I'm not, but if I knew how to do all of that and I was doing it for DoorDash or Uber Eats, there's a new one now that Andy and I saw on my TV the other day. I think it was called Shipt or something like that, SHIPT. It's a new one, apparently. If I was someone doing those deliveries, I would start my own thing locally in my town. I'd go to all the neighborhoods. I'd say, "Do you want the same person delivering your food and your groceries every time you call?" And then I'd make an app and I'd sign people up on that app so that they could get their stuff and they would just be put into a queue that was based on where I was and how many customers were ahead of them. And I would cut out the freaking middleman if I was into that. And it is not hard to build stuff like that. Like I could easily pull that app off using Claude Code, knowing how to build those things using AI. I could pull that app off in a day. In a day. You would need to go get all the clients, but literally, that's the kind of stuff I'm telling you guys. Everybody has skills. You know how to deliver? Fine. Go be your local delivery. Go talk to your pharmacies. Go talk to your local restaurants that don't want to have to deal with Uber Eats and DoorDash and all the bullshit. And then go to all the subdivisions around where you live. Hand out flyers, knock on doors, build your damn business, and take the people that are only giving you $5 out of the equation. Because for every $5 they're giving you, they're keeping 10. Just saying. That's how In 2027, work's going to be done. And that's how we maintain and retain our sovereignty and we take back our independence so then we're not relying on corporations who don't give a damn. You're just a number in the cog in the wheel. You guys get it? All right. I have about 5 minutes left. If you guys have anything, questions, like if you are literally thinking about, you know, what you can do, you're out of work, you are applying and you hope you get a job. Like, I know the scariest thing about going out on your own is just being afraid you can't do it on your own. It's amazing what we're capable of because we're pushed to it. I never planned to be an entrepreneur. That happened because I lost my job because the company shut down. Like, this wasn't something I asked for 30 years ago. It was literally forced upon me overnight, unexpectedly. And a lot of people are facing that right now. And I know how scary it is. And I know how stressful it is, especially if you have people relying on you like children, even animals. You know, how do you pay for it? I remember back then I was like, I gotta do something. Gotta do something. And there were plenty of jobs back then. So it wasn't like I couldn't go work for other people. I was so burnt at that point because that was the second time that that had happened to me. When I was 18, I worked for Schick Hospital, 19, um, and their headquarters. I was an executive assistant there, and they shut down on a Friday afternoon at 3 o'clock because they filed bankruptcy, and we didn't get our paychecks. And they knew that you knew in the morning. You knew the week before. You guys saw the whole bankruptcy thing coming. You waited and called a company-wide meeting and said, "Oh, sorry, and you aren't getting your paycheck." Like, what kind of bullshit is that? So that was the first time. And then the second time when it happened again with the boss, criminal boss, um, I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm gonna try it on my own. I'm gonna try. But a lot of people don't even have the chance to try. They're being forced into it. And I'm telling you, if you're scared, do it anyways. It's better to try stuff and make money and move quickly and make the mistakes you're going to make and don't need to be perfect at it than it is to sit and continuing doing the same cycle every day, applying for jobs that never, ever, ever respond. And like you guys saw in the last week in the news, the whole ATS resume system is broken and they know it. But a lot of the jobs aren't even real job postings. Companies post these jobs that aren't real, and then they take them down and they repost them. And it messes up the job numbers, but it makes it look like, oh no, we're hiring. No, they're not. No, they're not. We all know that they're not. And it isn't because they can't afford to keep you working there that they laid you off either. They're protecting their own profit margin. And if that's how all these corporations are going to continue to do business, you're better off going off on your own. Just saying, like, that's how you control your income and your financial future. And if you're in dire straits right now, make some phone calls, call your family, call your friends, call your aunts and uncles, call whoever you have to, roommates. You know, there are times in life where we have to kind of come together and like I said, I have 5 generations or 4 generations in my house right now. And it's been like that for 4 years, and it wasn't planned like that. They were gonna stay for a couple of weeks until or a couple of months until they got their house, and as soon as they got here, after taking a 50% pay cut, my son-in-law, the interest rates jumped, like, went to, like, 7% when they had been sitting at 4, and it priced them out on the market, and they're like, "What are we gonna do?" I'm like, "Just stay here." Like, what's the problem? So we enclosed my rec room and turned that into an extra room and fit everybody in until my youngest moved out. And then we had an extra room and then move everything and shuffle it all around. So some of y'all that are young have parents and family members and aunts and uncles with spare bedrooms. Don't be so proud that you don't ask. Just saying. And friends, right? I think we're all in a place now So we all know we need to help each other in whatever way we can. Anywho, all right. I'm not going to be around. I promise you that. I might put up videos of our trip. I don't know. I tend to say that I'm going to record stuff when I'm gone. But when I'm doing things, I'm actually very present, especially when I've got people that I love around me and we're having fun. And I typically, my phone just stays in my pocket and I don't end up catching a bunch of stuff on video, but I'm going to try to post some content while I'm gone. Otherwise, I've got stuff scheduled to go out while I am gone. Um, so I'll see you guys sometime after June 22nd, 23rd, once I'm home. I'm sure I've got a lot to do once I get home. So I'll be gone for the next week or so. In the meanwhile, I wish you guys the very best. Um, share the blueprint with a friend. Like go to my bio and go look at it. Share it with someone you know that's out of work and they're stressed. A lot of people are not, I don't think, sharing with others how they're really feeling and how helpless and hopeless they kind of feel right now, while others are very vocal about it. Some people are holding it in, and it's a very, very stressful thing to walk with all alone. So you never know, it might help them. And if they can't afford to do the blueprint, even at the $50 off the $97, they can do the income archetype quiz. It will give them some idea of what's possible with where they're at. That quiz is a high level quiz as well, and it's very accurate. So it kind of gets you sort of thinking in more better terms. It's more generalized, broken into 5 groups of people where the blueprint's very specific to you, but it still can help them. And then my 3-day challenge absolutely will move someone forward if they're willing to do the work in that challenge. So, and that's only $15. Like it's cheap, cheap. I'm trying to offer things in different ways that are affordable for people, but the blueprint is by far of all of those 3 options, by far the deepest and most information you can get out with specific paths for you to be able to start making money right away. Whether that's at home making money or and that's going to be dependent on the recommendations you get are going to be dependent on what you say you want. So if you say like I want to work from home, I want to work remote, whatever skills that the blueprint gives to you, it's based on your job requirements, your work environment requirements. So it's not going to tell you like, okay, well, you need to go to a big city and go do this if you're a homebody and you don't want to have to go knocking on doors or whatever. But if you are a people person, your blueprint's going to be different than someone who's very much not a people person, right? And if you hate pets, you're not going to get a recommendation to do a pet job. Just saying, like it's very specific to you. And the more honest you are, the better the output's going to be. So I will see you guys later. Wish me luck on my trip. Say some prayers that our flights all go well and smooth Monday morning, and then I get home okay, and that my daughter and granddaughter do well in New York for the 5 weeks that they're staying there for my granddaughter's ballet.